let me start by just acknowledging that I'm attending this Zoom meeting from land of the Wurundjeri people and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. This is land that was never ceded, and that wrong needs to be corrected by treaty. There's a lot of things that have been said already about this budget that I'm not going to repeat. I think the previous speakers, Alison, Tony, Cass, Luke, Jane, and I think also Kat's contribution on the cashless welfare card really are a damning indictment of what's happened in this budget. We all know, everybody on this meeting knows that it was a fabulous opportunity for the government to convert the COVID supplement on JobSeeker and other payments into an ongoing payment and lift the level of that payment. Everybody on this hookup knows that if they had done that, that money would have been flowing straight into the economy and would actually have been both lifting the incomes and living standards for those people, but also helping everybody in the community by having that money being spent again, rather than giving 90% of tax cuts to the 20% of wealthiest income earners who are least likely to actually be spending that money rather than saving it. We know that this is a government, and this budget is another step in a very long line of appalling decisions from this government aimed at hurting working and non-working poor people. It's very deliberate that all of the decisions that they've been making do not support creating well-paying, secure jobs, because since Abbott was elected in 2013, this government has been doing everything it can to drive down wages and increase insecure employment. We've been delving into some of the public sector numbers in the budget. Something that's leapt out at us was Services Australia has been provided with $850 million for additional workers to help with the massive increase in JobSeeker payments and claims that have occurred over the course of this year. Because the government imposes an artificial cap on direct employment, less than 50 million of that money will actually go to people who are employed by the government. Over $800 million of that additional money is going to multinational labour hire providers and outsourced call centre providers, many of whom are paying absolutely no tax in this country whatsoever. And so it is costing the government more for a worker through those organisations. The worker is being paid less money and is in insecure employment, and the difference is being peeled off by the owners of those labour hire companies and those outsourced call centre providers. And it's certainly in the cases of organisations like Stella being funded through and Serco being funded through tax havens, so that they're paying virtually no tax in Australia at all. One of the things that's absolutely critical, and Alison Pennington, I know, is doing an awful lot of this, and I think we need to see more of it, is recognising that a critical part of community campaigning is improving awareness that there is an alternative, that we can have a community-led economy where we make things fairer, and that makes it better for everybody in the community and will actually improve the economy as well. CPSU is campaigning in the community both for permanent jobs and to get fairer outcomes for low-income workers and people who are unwaged and require government support. We've seen so many examples already in this, in the course of this meeting. Cat on the cashless welfare card. We need to be very systematically communicating with those people that we know in our families, in our communities, spreading the education that we get from people like Alison Pennington, and building up that awareness of just what a deliberate and destructive path it is that this government is trying to take the country down.